Okay, we are drawing a butterfly garden today. I recently was outside in my backyard and I have brand new flowers. And I actually saw a butterfly in my backyard, and I haven't seen butterflies in a little while. So we're gonna draw a butterfly garden. And so we're gonna start with flowers first, do our flowers first, and then we'll work on the butterflies. And I actually added a caterpillar because caterpillars turn into butterflies. So let's start with our flowers first. So to do this, we're going to start kind of towards the bottom so we can draw the stems of the flowers. So there's going to be one. So that will be one tall stem. And then we're going to add another one. And this one is going for, there's a flower plant, it's called lilac, and it's like a purpley kind of color. And so this one is going to be lilac, and that's where we're going to put the butterfly. And the other ones are going to be, they kind of look like daisies, but they're called coneflower. So we're going to draw those too. So first we want the stems. That's going to help us know where the flowers are going to go. And then I've got one more. So we're going to draw one more, but this time this line is coming out. Almost looks like we're drawing a tree. So we want to draw the stems first. And then we're going to start with our flowers. So this flower on this side, we're going to draw kind of like a bump. Almost, it looks like a gumdrop shape. We're drawing like a gumdrop shape. And then we need to add petals. I like to make the petals kind of they look like ovals, but they're a little skinnier. So we're just going to go through and draw. You can fit as many petals as you want. Sometimes petals are nice and thin, and sometimes we like to make them really thick. So I'm going to make my petals like this. And I'm also going to shade the center in while I'm at it. Since I'm here, I might as well do that. Okay, and there's one flower. And then we're going to go to the next stem. So we drew, that's the second one. We are going to draw the lavender, and it's going to almost going to look like popcorn because it's a fluffy flower. And I'll show you what one is going to look like. So this one is going to look, each flower is going to look kind of puffy. It's almost like popcorn. And then I'm going to draw a little tiny square inside. So that's only one because there's lots of little flowers that make up this, make up lilac. And so I'm going to add another one. So we're going to do the flower first. And then we're going to add the center. And then we're going to keep adding these. To draw quite a few to make up your flower shape. So I'm going to put another one over here. And then another one. And you can make some of them bigger and some of them smaller if you want. I'm going to make a bigger one here maybe. Kind of reminds me of Patrick Starfish. Okay, let's see. I'm going to put one over here. And maybe I'm going to make just one more at the top because lavender looks a little pointed. Even though it's fluffy, it's all fluffy, it also looks like it comes to a point. So I'm going to add two more. So 1, 2. So here's another little one. And then one more down here. So that will be our lavender shape. So because it's a garden, you're going to have lots of flowers together. So we have a flower in front. We're going to draw the same cone flower. We're going to draw it behind. Okay, so we're doing that same gumdrop shape. There's the gumdrop. And we're going to add our petals. I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe you can see a little part, maybe 7. And I'm going to color this part in. Okay, so I've got the 2, my stem, and then we have to add a flower to the stem right here. So we're going to do the same shape. We're repeating that gumdrop shape with our petals, kind of a little oval, but like slender. So same thing, we're going to draw the gumdrop shape. And then we're going to add our petals. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to put a little bit behind because I can kind of see it. And maybe a little bit back here, like I can kind of see behind the flower. And color in the center of the flower. Okay, so we've got flowers done. Let's see, I want to make sure. So we have to add something for the caterpillar to sit on, because the caterpillar is going to go right here and he can't just float in midair. He can't float. He doesn't have wings yet, so he can't float. So we are going to give him a really long leaf. So we're going to start where our stems are, and you're going to draw a really big arc, just like that. Just like that. And then we're going to, at this part, the point, we're going to come back. So we're going to come back and go down, stop. That's our really long leaf. And I think we want to add a little detail. We're going to also draw a little line in the center, kind of like how leaves will have a vein. Well, sometimes really long leaves and plants also have those. We're just going to draw a really long one. Okay, so we've got all of those. So down here, let's go to the bottom. So in a garden, you have a bunch of flowers together, and then sometimes because they're all bunched together on a plant, you're going to have grasses and other leaves. So I'm going to start with just grass, and I'm going to give it some nice, tall, long grass. Kind of like if you were like outside and it was growing out of the ground, not a pot, right? It's growing in the grass. You'd have some nice, long pieces of grass. And get some grass. I might have another piece right there. And you can also, sometimes I like to shade one side. I'll make a line and make it a little thicker, just to give it a little bit of, make one edge look kind of like it's got a shadow, a line. And then you should have like the bottom, kind of the grassy part of your picture. Now we're gonna get to the part where we're gonna draw the butterflies and the caterpillar. So we want it to look like our butterfly sitting on, the lilac, like it's, eating out of the flowers. So our butterfly's body is gonna go this way. That way, like he's sitting on the flowers. So I'm gonna start with head. He's kind of pointed a little bit. And then we're going to give him his body. And they also have little antenna. And then we are going to draw a monarch. Butterflies have like polka dots in them, and they also have little lines where the orange color is in their back. They're orange and black, I think. So we're going to start one wing where you can see the whole wing. We're going to come out and go in. and then come back down and finish. And this is, you know, the one wing that's facing us. And then what happens is we can still see the other wing. So we're going to make this one come up and come down. Front and then a wing behind. Okay. And the monarch has a interesting pattern. So we're going to draw a line and we're going to draw another line to follow it. And inside these lines, there's little white polka dots. So I wanted to just kind of fill that in. You know, even if you're not coloring it, you can still just fill that in with that shape. They have the little circles. And then their body, or sorry, their wings, there's kind of like a top part of the wing and a bottom half of the wing. And I'm going to divide that. Then each wing has a pattern, or each segment in the wing. So we're going to draw a line that goes up. And then 1, 2, 3 lines. And then we're going to draw another, we're going to draw a line that goes all the way to the where the polka dots are. And then we're going to draw 3. And then we've got the back one. So the back wing, we just need to draw a couple lines. So I'm going to do 1 and 2. Because you can't see the whole wing, right? You can see all the wing on this side, but you only see a little bit of wing on this side. So we'll leave it like that. Okay, our butterfly is missing legs because he can't just lie with the body, right? He's got to have some little legs. So I'm just going to make, it looks almost like a check mark. There's 1. There's 2. We're going to give him 3. There's 3. And he's on the side view, right? You can't see all of them. His legs are on the other side. So we're just going to see 3 on this side. Now, of course, if you want to make him have a cute little eye, we can make him have a cute little eye. And I'm just going to give him a little tiny circle. And sometimes, if we want to add some detail, a monarch also has a black body, but he does have these little tiny polka dots. They're like little tiny speckles. So if you ever have time to look at a monarch, you'll see they have all these little speckles on their bodies. We're going to add the caterpillar. The caterpillar, I always like to start with the head because it lets me know where the body's going to go. So I'm going to start with kind of almost, oh, looks like that gumdrop shape. Got that gumdrop shape going on today. And then we're going to give it each segment of its body. It really, you know, it's really all one long caterpillar, but it does kind of look like little segments when you're drawing it. And then, of course, now if it's a caterpillar, it's going to have lots of legs. So I'm going to draw little pointy, they look like little triangles, little pointy little legs. There's a bunch of them. We're going to give him just some little tiny antenna. He's not quite, you know, full grown. He's not a butterfly yet. He hasn't turned into a cocoon, right? And I think our caterpillar needs some pattern. I did 2 lines here, and I'm going to keep repeating because we're doing a pattern. So patterns repeat. And of course, we're going to give him a little eye. So we're going to add, because this is a butterfly garden, there should be probably more than one butterfly. So we're going to add 1 more. But this one's a little. So over here with flower, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to draw a tiny little for the head. And we're going to draw a long little body. And then, of course, you guessed it, we got to give him little feet. So there's 1. There's 2. And then we'll give him 2 more down here. And then we got to give him some wings. So it's the same thing. Almost, this is almost like a heart. And inside those wings, you can draw whatever pattern you want. I am going to draw, I think I might give mine some lines. I kind of like lines. Go and draw all these little lines. And of course, we can't forget the little teeny antenna. We've got our cute little butterfly garden with our big butterflies and our caterpillar and all of our beautiful flowers. So the only thing I would say left would be to sign your picture. And you can sign it. Like I'm gonna sign mine down here. That way everybody knows who's drawn this lovely garden.